Garden and Alameda, there's about a 10-minute delay. I'm Becca Parker with your KRBE traffic check.
It's shocking how much some electricity providers charge you. Switch to Constellation for a great electricity rate and up to $600 in annual bill credits. Just call 888-921-MORE to see how easy it is to switch and save. Restrictions apply. PUC 10014. This report is sponsored by Constellation. Switch for good.
104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning and welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. I almost feel guilty about playing this, but spiritually, let's just do this.
right.
Who wants to party?
We can all use a drink after this week. No, not everybody. Eric, you with us?
Yep, can you hear me?
I hear you. So in the studio, you've got myself, Ryan, Sam, Special K, Ahmad joining us. Eric's with us via satellite. Is that what we're saying?
They want us to, because the room's not totally back yet, right? She said there's like chillers in there, there's no power, no bathroom.
To give people a peek behind the scenes, Eric, so pulled up to the building, and the building is pretty much shut down. It's chained shut. Like we had to go in through a special loading bay, and then when we got in, 7 flights of stairs in the dark. Made it up here.
Your cardio.
Oh, got the cardio going. So.
I noticed at about floor 5, it started getting a little bit dicey, a little warmer.
I was really scared. Did you see the buzzy ball?
Yes, I did. Someone was drinking in the stairwell, and it was just like out of I Am Legend because the building doesn't have emergency lights. So we're in there like it's all pitch black.
Yeah.
And I feel like a zombie is going to come out of somewhere and snatch
after they
me
drank that busy ball.
Oh, it was scary, but... we'll get into all that and what's going on in Houston. We'll give you some latest updates. But first, let's get to part 2 of Roses.
From Hollywood to H-Town.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
All right, Roula, you there with us?
No, she's not.
Okay, now.
Hey, we were sitting here waiting. I saw this headline. I thought Kevin would get a kick out of this story. I don't know the story. I just know the headline. A feral pig in Australia drank 18 cans of beer, fought a cow, and then passed out under a tree.
Well, that's
a headline.
A feral pig.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. My audio got cut off.
I know, sorry. Say that again, Eric.
Okay. A feral pig in Australia drank 18 cans of beer, fought a cow, and then passed out under a tree. That's the headline. I don't know
How
what
did he get the beer?
Yeah.
I know, there's so many questions, but
Somebody left a case of beer.
And Celebrity Scoop is sponsored by Taquerias Arandas.
Oh, you gotta say it with some heart, honey. Celebrity Scoop is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas.
There you go.
You gotta say it with some heart. You gotta say it with some heart, like Jeremy Pena. Yeah. Okay, so I know it's hot, and I know it's only July, but I said this, I think, a couple weeks ago. If you are a celebrity who wants to put out a holiday album, you are recording it now, or you were doing it a month ago, and you had to be all Christmas all the time. Well, the Hallmark Channel is no different. Obviously, they've been working on their Christmas movies all year long. And if you are crazy for their Christmas shows, well, you know all the actors very well. But did you guys know that Aaron Samuels from Mean Girls is a main character, like an actor in playing a lot of characters in these Hallmark Christmas movies? Aaron Samuels from Mean Girls,
Which
the
one
hot
is she?
guy.
Oh, really?
She,
guy.
Aaron
He.
Samuels.
Okay.
He's the guy. It's Aaron Samuels, the one that Katie Heron acted like she was dumb because she was so crazy for him.
Yes.
Regina George's boyfriend. Aaron Samuels, his real name is Jonathan Bennett. He is the host of The Search for Finding Mr. Christmas. It's a new Hallmark reality series where they are looking for their next Hallmark holiday movie star. 10 guys are going to compete in a series of challenges to test their acting skills and their Christmas spirit. The winner is going to earn the title of Mr. Christmas and will film a movie this summer. It will premiere later this year on the Hallmark Channel during the countdown to Christmas.
That might be kind
I
of
did not
fun.
know
I remember as a kid, I was really young, but I remember watching the Star Search, and they had an acting competition, and the two people did a scene, and then they did a music act or something else. And they came back and did two other actors, and they did the same scene. And it was kind of cool. You had to see them compete against
different
each other.
interpretations of how a scene is supposed to be acted out.
And I've always said that's how if they want to get ratings in the Oscars, they need to have these actors up on stage performing scenes.
Reenact the scene from the movie.
Yeah, or they'll bring other people and do things. You're supposed to be the best. Go up there and prove it.
Okay.
But they have to do like a whole original scene for that to work. It can't be like a scene we already know somebody played it one way and then two other people are trying to play that scene.
No, I think what he's saying is
in our heads, we already have how the original actor did it. Like you can't do Jack Nicholson's I Want the Truth with Tom Cruise from A Few Good Men as two other people because in our heads, nobody's better than those two.
Wow, it'd be interesting to see.
We want to hear it the way they do it.
John Travolta was supposed to be Forrest Gump.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Where?
I'm not a smart man, Jenny. But I know what love is.
What's the thing about Jay-Z and John Travolta kind of sound the same? If you if you really compare the way Jay-Z, when he raps, and he's a featured artist on a rap, not a song that he's leading. It's a little John Travolta-ish, if you can do a comparison. I'm sure there's a reel on TikTok out there somewhere to show that, but it kind of does sound funny. Shelley Duvall passed away yesterday at her home here in Texas due to complications from diabetes. She was 75. Who's Shelley Duvall? Well, if you love the movie The Shining, she's the mom. When Jack Nicholson hacks into the door and is trying to kill her and says, "Here's Johnny," she's the mom of the little boy who sees the dead people and constantly says murder backwards in the form of red rum. She was in a lot of other things. I did a whole thing on her last night.
Roula, she was
national news.
Olive oil. Remember Popeye with Robin Williams? And she was olive oil.
I didn't see that when I was a kid, but I know she was, but I feel like the most famous thing she did was that. Wendy Torrance was her name. Olive oil Popeye came out in 1980. She was in all these other movies I could tell you guys, but really, that's the one. That's the one. It's The Shining. And she stopped acting. She took a break from public life 2 decades ago, had some health issues, and she did do something just last year, but she passed away right after her 75th birthday. And so there was a lot of Shining stuff yesterday when I was trying to watch the news, because I know a lot of people who don't have power don't have television. You know, it's kind of interesting. I almost texted Travis Herzog, I think like day 2 after the storm, to say, I think you're only talking to me and other people at news stations who have to have your screen on. Like, I have television right now because y'all don't have TV in the studio, right?
We have one.
I see that one TV's off. Oh, one is working?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the other. It's the one behind you.
Yeah.
Because it is the most odd thing with every storm and technology that advances, you have different memories of different ways you consumed a storm. And for this one, you know, you do need your cell phone. You can go to places to get, you know, a battery charge and some AC. I guess
that's what's so frustrating. I mean, Roula, that's what's so frustrating. Like, I mean, where we cannot get cell phone service. I mean, if we want to get cell phone service, we get in the car and we drive a couple miles away. But the answer is that those cell towers took damage. And they rely on electricity from the power grid. But if your grid is out, your cell tower is not getting any kind of power.
I have a feeling Ryan's going to use this excuse 6 months from now.
Why?
I didn't get your text, Kev. Sorry, I couldn't do it. The cell phone out here. You know, it's coming.
Well, the tower's down still. God, I hope
2
not.
years later.
Eric, did you watch any of the Espys last night?
No.
The very first award out of the box.
TV.
I know. I'm glad you could watch TV. But the ESPYs were on last night, y'all, and CJ Stroud was up for Best Breakthrough Performance, and he did not get it. And I was so bothered that he did not get it. It was a college basketball female athlete, and I don't know if it's no. I would know her name. I don't know who it is.
Angela Reese?
No. Oh my God.
All I know.
First name is Juju. What's her last name?
B.
Juju Bees.
Yeah.
No, I wonder and see because I was only.
She's the coach from South.
No, y'all, she's a player. It was CJ Stroud up against the one of the players in the NBA from the Spurs, a new guy, and then some college athletes, and the college athlete beat out CJ Stroud. So I was like, did they tell him that he was going to lose? Because I didn't see him in the audience. You know, the camera likes to go to the losers to be like, oh.
Usually they do this ESPY thing when it's during All-Star break and there's no sports on.
Well, the Astros were on last night, and so were the Espys. But the Espys were pushed back because, obviously, of coverage of the storm. And,
Juju Watkins.
Watkins.
Best breakthrough athlete is what you're referring to, right? Yeah.
Yeah, best breakthrough athlete. CJ Stroud was up for that
USC basketball.
Correct.
Yeah, don't watch that one.
Nope.
And I haven't really watched it.
Uh-oh.
You're what?
You're really glitching out, Roula.
You're cutting out, Roula.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
No, that's you.
When you move your microphone around, you're cutting out.
Don't you have a little stand?
Yeah, you got to put that thing on a stand. She's laughing, but now you can't hear
the
her.
magic wand.
That's what I picture.
I'm not talking yet.
If we were a male, that's what I would do. Just for one day.
Yeah.
You can put two and two together.
Helicopter.
Sam would be dangerous if she
It's
had
an
one of
elephant
ours.
trunk. Yeah, my son has found his. And I'm like, stop it. That's so nasty.
no.
Stop it. Don't touch it. Don't touch
Don't say
it.
it's nasty.
Don't say it's nasty.
Don't touch it.
Say it's natural.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Don't
I
touch
say
that.
anything
No, but you
will
don't
be
say it's
sensitive.
nasty.
That
You're
is
gonna have
nasty.
issues later on in life.
What?
You're like, it's nasty. I can't.
Don't pinch it. That's weird.
You don't know what it's like to be a guy when you
Let's
just picture
don't-
that.
That audio. Don't
Kevin's done
do
that 4 times today. It's so hot in this.
What do you think I'm doing right now? You can't see my hands.
Oh, I don't need to hear that.
Things you learn as a boy mom. It is something.
Woo! Yeah, it's bad enough that the girl has to be in there with you guys. You can't be making her think that you're doing the things.
Yeah,
that
where are your hands, Kevin?
Keep them in the
Yeah,
screen. So
you
we
got
can see
nothing to
them.
worry about. I'm too hot and miserable to even think about that stuff.
It was sickos. Sorry.
And he lost
Well-
the battery. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're moving on. How about we do Open Phone Friday? 713-390-KRBE. Open Phone Friday is where you can sound off. Tell us what you're up to, what you're out to. Did you get power? Did you lose power? Did you finally get power and then you were so happy and then you lost it with yesterday's storm?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
extra exciting.
All right, the number
that was
is...
extra awesome.
Remember, new number, 833-390-KRBE. That's 833-390-5723.
And I don't know if that was... Keep going. It's fine. Just keep going. Sorry, Sam.
104.1 KRBE. Back to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Okay, so many of us still suffering the after effects of Hurricane Beryl, and the fact is that KHOU and the Red Cross are doing something amazing.
It's time to come together and help our neighbors because we are Houston strong with so many people impacted by this hell. I'm just going to go ahead and say that because a lot of people are losing their tempers and tempers are flaring. KHOU 11 is partnering with the American Red Cross to help those in need from 4 to 7 p.m. today. American Red Cross volunteers are going to be on hand in the KHOU 11 studios to take your calls. Your donations will help hundreds of people across the greater Houston area, and you can help by calling this number, 713-654-1111. That's 713-654-1111. Starting at 4 o'clock. Join us as we stand for Houston together. As Eric said yesterday, if you did get your power back and now you feel bad because you still, your heart goes out to those that don't have power, this is a way you can help.
Yeah, you feel a little
wallet.
or guilty. You just feel guilty, like your neighbor across the street has no lights, and you can invite them over. Hopefully, invite them to have a meal, charge their phone, maybe spend the night, whatever. But this is a great way to do it. And it's tonight, 4 o'clock.
4
right?
o'clock is when it starts.
4 o'clock.
Around 7:40, we'll get more details from them. And plus, there's more shelters everywhere, cooling stations.
And a lot of people are still without cell phone service right now. A lot of people, the only way they can get cell phone service is to drive to an area where maybe the tower is working and they can actually get
there are places
signal.
you can people invite you in to get some AC, charge your devices. There are a lot of different places that did get power back and they are open for business, and they give you a chance to kind of get a little bit of a rest. As a kind of little roll call here around the Roula and Ryan show, Ryan is without power. I am without power, but I have a generator. That's how I'm broadcasting from the house. Eric has a generator in his building. That's how he's broadcasting from his house. Kevin, you got your power back?
Just the Greenway Plaza area. I think we're on the same grid as the Med Center.
You're up and running right now.
Oh, so you guys have legit power back.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
never
running a
lost
generator anymore. Oh,
I'm the
wow,
luckiest
that's amazing.
SOB in the world.
Yeah,
I thought it was generator power in the building.
Kev, Kev, what's your situation right now after the storms yesterday? Because, I mean, once again, we're going to get hit with storms again this morning. Those ones yesterday were pretty bad, but they're predicting that we're going to have some bad storms this morning.
I paid a outfit $8,500 to fix my roof. They came back 3 times so far to fix it, and they said it was all done. Then yesterday, Booster was over there, and it was raining inside of the house.
Oh, no.
I have lost my mind at this point in time. There's still no electricity. Luckily, I was able to stop payment on one check. So
good.
Good.
Yeah, and Sam,
got
you have power, but you still have the tarp on your house from the direction.
I have power, but I have tarps all over my roof. 3 of them.
And the KRBE studio has no power and no toilets.
No bathrooms.
And by the way, 6 o'clockers yesterday, we had to call it because it's just not really a habitable safe space for everybody. No. And, of course we want to be here for you guys, but we also want to make sure that we as humans are okay. And that's why the day before, we were thinking, why don't we just kind of spread out? Because with all of us in one room, you're putting off even more body heat and it's hot in that studio. So
trying to say I'm fat?
No, I'm saying that when we talk, and we're so close
Remember,
together.
if you've got 6 people with 98.6 degrees side by side.
Eric, why don't you, do that from home, buddy? Yeah, just stay away from us.
And you know what? I really wanted to try to broadcast from Galveston today. For those that had missed this, my husband and I, after 4 years of trying to get a beach house, got one 5 days before the hurricane hit. And it had some damage, and I was going to be down there because the guys who were helping me with the house wanted to come in this morning. And I was like, okay, you know what? This would be a good little dry run. Maybe I can take my equipment down to the Galveston house because that neighborhood in Galveston got power back. Then they lost power. Then they got power back again. And then I was all ready to try this. And then my mom, who has got power 2 days ago, lost power in that storm yesterday. So she was back in my house since we have a generator here. And people who did invest in generators from the last storm, that's like a story now also from people worry, well, how long can a generator run before then you have to sweat? Because not sweat literally, but you're sweating like mentally, like, what happens now? Because this is a new frontier for a lot of people. And I think as the storms keep coming, more and more Houstonians will figure out a way to get a generator as a backup, even for a little bit of relief, whether it's a full-blown one that you gas line into your house, or, you've seen all these generator stories on TV where it's powering their fridge. And like one of my friends has a fridge being powered and his AC unit in his one room that has an AC on the windowsill. Mm-hmm. So they're living in that room. But he's worried about, how to maintain that while it goes.
Speaking of fridges, yesterday I made that decision to try and open it and clean it out. Oh, good Lord. That was brutal because I knew we were having trash come by. So I'm like, I got to get this out of there. And
I saw the buzzards again, Ryan. I saw the buzzards yesterday.
Brutal.
The buzzards come around for all that raw
smell
meat
of everything.
Oh, yeah.
My renters left popsicles in the freezer, and now it's just one big popsicle puddle in the bottom of the freezer.
It's like dripping out from the bottom.
Leaked out?
It hasn't refrozen because the power hasn't come back on yet. It's just like some goop in the bottom.
Hey, Ryan, did you get a listener line you wanted to play?
Yeah, I did. I think this guy just called in, and it showed up at 5:40 a.m. this morning. Listen to this. I don't know what he's thinking, but he's got a problem. Listen to this, y'all.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Should I get my gift back from my ex? I know, sounds crazy, but hear me out. I'm newly single, and things with my ex are cool. I mean, we're not good, but we still good, And she stayed in another city, and I moved out to spring for my job. We still talk a few times a month, but last year, I bought her a really fancy dual heart necklace for her birthday. And she's probably not going to wear it because I bought it for her, and we're no longer together. And it's a dual-hearted necklace, which I find hard to believe that she would even wear because, it signifies the fact that, she's dating somebody. Should I get it back? Do I even bring it up? Do I nicely ask, if she's ever going to wear it again? And God, if she does give it back, right? Do I sell it or can I re-gift it when the time is right? What do I do?
Can't we all agree? Let it go, dude.
Oh my God.
Let it go. You can't.
$500.
I know, but you can't think about that. You'll drive yourself crazy. Look, I have an ex, and I gave her a lot of things. I don't sit around and think about the jewelry. She's got a new boyfriend and a husband, from what I hear. But
Did she get married? What's the scuttlebutt there? What do you mean you can't just throw that out? She got married?
Side swipe right there.
Yes,
She's
it
like,
was.
you get engaged? I'll show you.
Did she get married for real, Ryan?
Oh, I'm just making a little side swipe. Don't worry about it. Let's not.
Okay.
But my point is that you can't sit around and think about all the things you got for somebody in the past. That was a gift. You got to let it
Wait,
go.
did he say? Can we? Maybe I missed the beginning. Did he say it was like a recent gift?
He did.
Like
He said it was a
just now
recent
gave it
breakup.
to her, and then they broke up. So if they're such good friends, I mean, I don't know, dude. If you're such good friends and you guys hang out so much, why don't you ask? Say, hey, I mean, I know it's a weird thing, but it's like, hey, you know that gift I gave you? Can I have it back? Because I don't think you're going to wear it since I gave it to you. But I don't know if you're so on good terms with her.
Yeah.
If he gets it back, he's going to give it to a future girlfriend.
Well, that's on them. Then they shouldn't have broken up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's weird though. Like
a
That's on
regift?
him.
Imagine
You don't want
Sam,
that regift.
Imagine Sam, you wear that necklace and you run into her and she goes, "Oh, that's my old necklace. Cool. That looks nice on you."
Oh, that's savage. I'd be real mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how many people have actually done that.
Like regifting
Who
things?
right now is wearing something that they don't know was meant for someone else because you didn't know that story? You know, for years, when Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey were together, everyone's like, Nick Cannon bought Salida Banks this giant diamond, and then all of a sudden Mariah Carey's wearing it. How would Mariah Carey stand for that? Was it ever confirmed that was actually Salida's diamond? Because it looked exactly the same.
I don't.
And there was only so much money.
Did anybody
Nick
ever come out
Cannon
and
had
say
at
it
the time.
was?
I'm going to dive into that one for the next scoop because I remember that was a big thing. Nick Cannon did not have the kind of money he's got now when he first started dating Mariah Carey, and she had the money.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking Salida Banks had this giant rock, and all of a sudden Mariah Carey has a very similar looking giant rock.
That is terrible if you regifted an engagement ring. Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Are we going to do news, or are we just going to go right into the prank call?
Yeah, we can get a little news in here real quick.
Now, here we go. Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, so rain and thunderstorms are expected to fire up around the coast at sunrise, and then they're working their way inland, reaching Houston and the I-10 corridor by mid-morning. They're saying really strong storms this morning we can expect.
It looked like about 10 a.m. it starts to hit Sugarland and moves northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks rough, y'all.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a bad storm.
Stop looking at me,
your power back
Kevin.
yesterday. Maybe you might be worried you might lose it again.
I
like
hope
a lot of
not.
people.
Centerpoint still expects about 500,000 people will still not have their power 1 week after Beryl hit H-Town. Their CEO, Jason Wells, said in a new article in the Chronicle, quote, "I think we could do a better job of communicating expectations with our customers. I personally own that." Wells notes that fewer than 1 million customers lost power back in May because of the wind event there, and many likely stayed off longer than the vast majority of those impacted by Beryl will be. But unlike that wind event, which caught a lot of people off guard, Centerpoint had days to plan for this hurricane and prepare for a major restoration job. About 10,000 contractors came to Houston after the storm instead of being here ahead of time to supplement their 2,000-person crew. Those crews began work as they arrived, but they needed training. Different states have different specs for line location, placement, and details, so that's why it took so long to get those linemen working.
I was watching our Instagram KRBE, and Kevin Quinn was in Katy at Home Depot, I believe, or was it Lowe's, Kev? Do you remember? But he showed they had like pallets of generators if you need one.
Nice.
So I don't know.
At that Home Depot, where was that at again, Eric?
He was in Katy. I don't know which Home Depot because there's probably like 10 of them.
Yeah, and then you have to find gas to power it a lot of times, unless you have natural gas. But if you do have natural gas, you got to make sure that you have the proper hookup outside to plug that big old generator in. It is a cascade.
It's a work. It's a thing. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
My friend has a generator right now, and she has it only plugged to her refrigerator. And the amount of money that she has spent on gas to keep her refrigerator
not worth it.
running, it's not worth it. She realized that after.
Oh yeah!
The fact
As
that
soon
the power
as you
came
spend $100 on gas,
Yep.
then why did you even keep those
Yes.
groceries? That was like you can
So-
just refill your refrigerator.
And she's like you, Rula, or like your mom's house, where the power came back on. She was so excited, like getting things going. Then all of a sudden it triggered again, and it's out.
Zapped out again yesterday in those storms.
So-
Don't forget, guys, stay from 4 to 7. The American Red Cross volunteers will be on hand in the KHOU 11 studios to take your calls. Your donation will help hundreds of people across our area that are struggling and suffering because of this hurricane. The number to call between 4 and 7 is 713-654-1111. We're going to stand for Houston together, and we'll talk to the American Red Cross representative at 7:40 here on the Roula and Ryan Show. Coming up next, Special K, make us laugh. Can you make us laugh?
Yeah, we need it.
Holy smokes,
Make
seriously?
me laugh, clown. Make me laugh, clown.
Holy smokes, seriously?
Oh, is it the telemarketer turnaround?
Was that the phrase?
Yes.
Holy smokes, seriously? How many times is Kevin going to say that phrase to a scamming telemarketer before they get frustrated and turn it around on him? We're going to find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.